Hey everyone, I just wanted to post a quick review of week 7. So hopefully you found the lesson interesting and relatable, and hopefully you maybe notice some more things, some more reasons or more ways that your influence, your economic and other decisions are influenced by other forces. Um, and how, maybe a sense of how materialistic you are. I mean, again, I'm not pointing fingers here. I certainly have some materialistic aspects that I want to rid myself of. It's hard, society makes it very difficult. But hopefully you're a little more aware of some of the forces that are out there. And then you also have an idea of this treadmill of consumption, which is a really important concept because I think it really is a good description of how it happens and the feeling that you actually get if you think about it. I think we're on this treadmill, right? It's this never-ending treadmill. Remember to review the treadmill of consumption is the idea that you consume more, but you don't get any additional happiness out of that extra consumption. And so, this is something that I think we all are subject to in some way. And then also greenwashing is something that I think if you're paying attention, it's pretty clear that it's out there. In fact, it's kind of all over the place. And hopefully by the time you're done with this class, you'll have better, more knowledge and better ammunition to sort of determine and maybe even push back against greenwashing. Because the more you know about sustainability, the more you understand about the how unsustainable a lot of our consumer behaviors are. So I think that's another really important concept, something that's out there. Um, And this all ties back in, it'll tie into some of the stuff we talk about moving forward with terms, especially things like natural resource use and emissions. But thinking back to the things we talked about in the first, I guess, 6 weeks, in terms of the quality of life and happiness and development, and I would venture to say that a really well developed society is one in which people are less subject to materialism and these impulses and giving into these impulses. But it's it's hard to do that. It's not impossible, but it's difficult to do that. It really is going to take some changes in society and corporations, and there's going to be some policy aspects to it as well. But society needs to be restructured, and that sounds kind of like big and difficult, and it is big and difficult, but it's something that needs to happen if we're going to establish a sustainable society. It's just going to have to. People are not going to do it on their own. I mean, I would love to say that we can do everything from the grassroots level and work our way up, but it's just not going to happen that way. You have to make the more sustainable decision sort of the easier and hopefully cheaper decision, and then that'll be the best way for people to naturally make more sustainable choices. Education is certainly important. That's a really big deal, a really big part of it. The more educated we are, uh, the better equipped we are to make these decisions and think critically and think systemically and all of that. Um, so all of this is, and of course, corporations have to step up. They have to reduce their, waste and emissions and treat their workers better and so forth. So it's all encompassing thing. But part of it is us sort of recognizing this sort of what influences us in our everyday and long-term economic decisions. So hopefully you have a better sense of all that. Um, and I have to say, it's like it sounds sort of cliche, but it's sort of like now more than ever we need to figure this out because we're seeing these the evidence of unsustainability all around us, and the influence of companies, especially social media companies, which push a lot of this and are a cause of a lot of this, um, are heavier than ever. Um, and we could talk about, some of the other negative impacts of social media, and I think that's probably a pretty good conversation that maybe we can have during our next session. But regardless, hopefully you have a better sense of how all of this sort of works, and better equips you to combat it moving forward. Okay. All right. Well, that's our review of the last one. I'd love to see some
Mhm.
comments in the coffee shop. This is stuff that's all over the place, so maybe you can bring some examples forth. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week, and look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.